What's up everybody, Marcus here with Daily Adaptation, and today I wanted to demo my level 1 of 12 for muscular hypertrophy or muscle building routine. So today I'm going to be focusing on two muscle groups. I'm going to be focusing on the chest, I'm going to be focusing on the back. I have 6 exercises for my chest, 6 exercises for my back, and I'm going to be doing it as a superset. So I'm going to go right from a chest exercise right into a back exercise back and forth. I'm aiming for a fatigue time between 45 and 90 seconds per exercise. Right? And that's going to kind of put me in that muscular hypertrophy. If I find that a certain exercise makes me go above that, I'll make the weight a little bit heavy. If I can't make 45 seconds in a movement, I'm going to make the weight a little bit lighter. So I have this set up so you can see kind of the flow of the workout. I'm not going to really be demonstrating it completely as I go through. This is just going to be me working out so you can kind of get a sense of what the intensity is that I'm looking at. So I'm also going to be doing right after this a muscular hypertrophy training program, which should take me about 20 minutes or so or less. I'm going to go right into some HIIT training using the heavy bag back there. So I'm going to be going through 8 rounds of HIIT training, 30 seconds on with 60 seconds off, and that's kind of my level 2 program for that. I'm going to be moving from that right into my core. My core is essentially for cool down, and I'm going to be moving through a standard program for that as well. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my chest and back routine, and then I'll probably cut that one out with the boxing, but I'll probably just flow straight through for today. But we'll see. Okay, here we go. So my first one is going to be an incline or regular flat bench chest press. I'm going to be moving at a 5-1-1 tempo. That's 5 seconds to come down, 1 second to pause, and 1 second to press. Range of motion is going to be anywhere between 90 or slightly below. And here we go. Pinching the shoulder blades back and together. 5 seconds to come down. 1 second to come up. Elbows come in slightly towards the side of the body. Not terribly heavy, about 65-pound dumbbells. Again, 5 seconds to come down, 1 second to pause, 1 second to press up. Keep the shoulder blades pinned back and together. Strong exhale as you go to push out. Looks like I'm about 55 seconds in. So I'm in my zone. Now I'm looking for fatigue in the next 30 seconds or less. Looks like I have 1 or 2 more repetitions. The moment I can't press up, and it's more of a strain, that's when I'm done with the movement. So right there, right at that moment where it's a little bit shaky. So now I'm going to move right into wide grip pull-ups. So without any weight, moving right into wide grip pull-ups. I do it with the TRX, so I'm going to cross my feet, put more weight into my arms. 45. 90-second fatigue time, 5-on-1 tempo. So 1 second to pull up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to come down. Immediately pull up, pause, 5 seconds to come down. Having my legs crossed on the ground is definitely taking weight off of my body, so I'm definitely not lifting all 175 pounds here. But it allows me to do the tempo that I'm after in order to get to my time under tension, which I'm at now. So that's my last one, and time. Okay. So you saw, right on my last repetition, it became rather difficult to do. So I ended it there. No need to be pushing through fatigue on this routine because we have so many exercises in a row. Okay, moving to incline press now. Again, no rest in between the exercises. From the push and pull, just straight into it. So again, not terribly heavy weight, Something you do between 45 and 90 seconds. These are 55s, nothing too crazy. Keep your shoulders down and back. Keep the abs drawn in. I'm in my zone now. Looking to find fatigue in the next 45 seconds or less. One more repetition for me. Right there. Right at that moment, right before fatigue. Right, so now I'm going to move into low rows. Elbows in tight to the side. 45 to 90 seconds. Trying to find the steepest angle that will allow me to get there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting to get a little tired in the movement. 40 seconds in. In my zone now. Looking to find fatigue in the next 45 seconds or less. That's it right there. Okay, moving into my third chest exercise. The decline. Another easier way to do it is just push-ups. 5-1-1 tempo. Trying to keep the core as solid as possible so the back doesn't arch. That being said, sometimes that will happen. Hopefully I don't do it. We'll see. Try to keep your glute squeezed. Keep everything in one line. Seconds in, but one more repetition to find my zone. When you move slow like this, it's a lot harder to do. Whew, that's it for me. Okay, moving on to the next one. So I chose to do push-ups last out of all my pressing movements. Because if I did it first, I'd probably go over 90 seconds. Because I did it third, it was a little harder to do it. I don't have to put weight on my back. Easy place to be. Good. Neutral grip pull-ups. Now my palms are going to face me here, compared to being out to the side, crossing the legs. Here we go. Never losing that connection with the lats. So only coming down about 3/4 of the way, pulling right back up. So I got 30 seconds in, started to get a little too difficult for me, so I went to feet being flat. All right, moving into our fourth chest exercise. That's going to be the dips. So I'm gonna bring this TRX up until I can hook my thumbs in. And lean forward, 5-1-1 tempo. Need a little bit more. Transition again between exercise, 30 seconds or less. Okay, seems like it's at the right level. Here we go. 5 seconds to come down, leaning forward into the dip. Exhale, pressing back up. So with my feet on the ground, it'd be very easy for me to cheat. What I'm trying to do is try to get as little activity through my legs as possible in this position. And then the moment I notice I'm putting more weight into my legs, that's going to be done with the movement, because I'm compensating. Now if I haven't reached my time under tension goal, I can put a little bit more weight into the legs to get there. I'm going to make it as hard as I possibly can in the beginning of that movement. Arms are starting to get a little tired, chest is starting to get a little bit tired. 45 seconds in my zone. I can fatigue now or any time in the next 45 seconds to qualify for this movement. If I go past 9 seconds, I just have to make the weight harder next time. Whew, that's definitely it. Okay, moving back into a rowing movement. Now I'm going to do high row. Elbows are going to pull straight back, in line with the shoulder. Still 5-1-1 tempo. And here we go. So I exhale through the mouth, making that kind of compressed air sound because it helps to contract the abdominals at the same time. So I bridge that link between the upper body and lower body. It also helps to push into hard, very hard to do movements, so you not hold your breath. In a gym setting, it can be very annoying, which is why I work out primarily at home. Whew. Okay. Next one we're going to do are going to be floor flies. So simply taking a mat, rolling it out. I don't need to do heavy weights on this, so I'm going to stick to about 20s. Oh, it looks like I got 25s. 25s today. Still 5-1-1 tempo. Slow and controlled, 5th exercise for the chest. Again, about 30 seconds to transition between exercises. Faster the better. And here we go. Pinching the shoulder blades back and together. 5 seconds to come down. Pause, press, but only up to the point where you feel the chest disconnect. Nice and slow. So do the floor flies so I don't injure anything with my rotator cuff going too deep into the movement. So my body forces me to stop right at 90 degrees with this long lever exercise. And by shortening the range of motion at the top, I'm able to keep that chest under contraction. So I'm not bringing my hands all the way together. I'm stopping right before the chest disconnects. Starting to feel fatigue, about a minute in. Probably one more. Okay, right at a minute 20. Okay. Last pull-up exercise, I'm going to do what are called booty ab pull-ups. So my palms are going to face me at the top of the movement, and at the bottom of the movement, they're going to turn and face away. Palms face me at the top, turn away, face at the bottom. Ready, set, here we go. 5 seconds down, 1 second to pull, 1 second to pause. I can already tell that I need to go feet flat. So like I was saying before, I am trying to build muscle during this movement, so it's less about strength. Real pull-ups are fantastic, way more functional. I can't go for nearly as long on a real pull-up. I tested how many pull-ups I can do with just body weight the other way. It was a disappointing 15 pull-ups only, whereas I have friends that can do 20 plus. That's okay though. This isn't specifically to get stronger. This is more about breaking down tissue. Whew, 50 seconds, I'll take it. More about breaking down tissue and creating muscle size rather than muscle strength. That is a slightly different adaptation. You wouldn't go for nearly as long in the movements. Okay, moving on to my 6th chest exercise, which are going to be my pullovers. Again, moderate weight. A 35-pound dumbbell. 60 to 45 to 90 seconds, what I'm looking for. Squeezing the dumbbell on the side. Arms are going to come back behind. 5 seconds to get to this point. Squeezing the chest on the entire way through. Have to stay connected to this movement the entire time so the lats don't take the brunt of it. Keep squeezing the chest in as much as you possibly can. You know, saying the lats aren't going to help here is almost impossible. They're getting worked, but I'm trying to limit their engagement as much as I can. Squeezing the hands together, keeping the upper pectoral muscles contracted, keeping that tempo solid. Whew. Okay, good, 60 seconds. All right, moving into my last back exercise, which is going to be the T-row, or W-row, excuse me. So I'm going to pull my elbows back at a W like this, pinching, retracting my shoulder blades, down and back. Still 5 seconds to come down. Again, I'm stopping before I disconnect to the muscle. So I could increase my range of motion a little bit by going all the way out, but I don't. I keep that muscle loaded the entire time because I want to make it get weaker and weaker to the point of it fatiguing. One more rep. Whew. And done. Okay, so I'm going to clean up all this stuff. I'm going to get my gloves on. I'm going to go right into my intervals. So, with the intervals with boxing today, what I'll typically do, it's always 8 rounds, but what I'll typically do is a warm-up first, and then do my 30 seconds on, and today would be 60 seconds off. And normally what I would do is I would box during that time period as well, the 60 seconds where I'm off. Today, I'm not so sure I'm going to do that. I might be a little bit more fatigued. So if I don't box in between the rounds, that's why. And if I do, then it's just kind of bonus. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go over all that again. So now I'm moving into my intervals. And this is going to be week 2, or progression 2, for the intervals. So we have a warm-up, which you should have already done, or do 5 minutes on the bag. We're going to have 30 seconds on, 60 seconds off, 8 times. In between your rounds, when you're resting for those 60 seconds, you're more than welcome to just walk around, stand there with your hands in your pockets, and do absolutely nothing and wait for that bell to go off in order to do 30 seconds at the highest intensity you possibly can. Or you can bang away at that bag, nice and light, building a combination. I may do both. We'll see. We'll see what my energy brings me today. But again, we're gonna do 30 seconds on, 60 seconds off for 8 rounds.